I just cannot figure out, yeah, to get you out my head, cause you left me for the dead. But this money on my account, yeah.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Snapshot. It's Kari, back here again with none other than my guy Noah. Still got the action for you, coming to you live. This video is all about NFL free agency. Everything's been huge to start. I mean, next year is gonna look crazy, Noah.
It's so crazy how it's happening. We're getting that like NBA feel because there's so much movement and so much talent. Like, it's a talent influx. League is good. And did you see the 40 times for the receivers?
NFL draft coming up too, so everything's gonna be big. I know, just looking at the Bears, big moves. Keenan Allen going there. They got rid of Justin Fields. It's a lot happening.
A lot of teams could out of nowhere just come alive next year.
It's gonna be crazy. So that's what we got to unpack for you today. A lot to uncover. We got it all. So gonna go over mainly the biggest moves from each team. So yeah, let's dive right into it. I'm gonna give Noah his first up. Who you got for us first, Noah?
All right, first, one of the teams I really like is probably going to be the Steelers, because that's a team that added a lot of good players at a lot of different levels, especially like when you're looking at their defense. The division that they're in is very loaded, and that's defense first. And you already have all pros in Minka Fitzpatrick. You have JJ Watt, not JJ.
TJ.
Yeah, TJ Watt. So once you add somebody like, Patrick Queen, and you add more and more pieces, you're adding a all-pro in the linebacker room. You have all-pro on the D-line. You have all-pro in the safety room, with just bringing that unit and just bringing them to that next level, especially having Justin Fields and Russ. So, they have a better direction towards quarterback. That team, literally, they threw like 13 touchdowns last year or something like that. Insane. So anything that they get out of those two should elevate them, and that defense getting better is just keeping them more competitive. They also traded Deontay Johnson, a little bit of a cancer in the locker room over the last few years, but they know how to draft well, and it's a very deep receiver class.
Hopefully George Pickens. I know I've heard a little bit of reports about him being that I'm all about me guy. I hope they're not true, because he's a dog, and when he gets on the field, he eats. I feel like with Russ, Justin Fields, they got a young receiving core, and they could really do something with that. So
they could definitely. There's a lot of people that's going to become available.
Of course. So first up for me, one of the big teams that made a lot of noise in free agency, the Texans. The year they had getting CJ Stroud in the draft, I mean, it was just huge to see what they did in free agency. Honestly, the biggest move, I would say, first up for them was Danielle Hunter on the defensive side.
Oh my God.
To 2 years, $49 million guaranteed, 40, and then deal as a max of 51. That's solid. And then you pair him alongside Will Anderson.
It's like you have your pass rushing.
Of course. And then, of course, D'Amico is a defensive-minded head coach. So
and it's just like you give him that. Like, the first year, he went all in, drafted offense, gave him what they needed. Tank Dell, CJ, and it's like now he's like, just give me a few, just give me a little bit.
Facts. And I also like that they picked up Jeff Okudah in the secondary. You already got Stingley. I like Jalen Petrie at safety. They got some guys.
So it's like you have Jeff Okudah, a little bit more of a prove it.
Yeah.
Who's, coming off a little bit. Not like, a little shaky tenure in what was it, ATL was he in?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, he was in ATL. But I also got Azeez Al-Shaair from Tennessee. I know that was something that D'Amico kind of wanted. He was very high on the guy.
He played with D'Amico in San Francisco. That was his guy. They played very well under him. After San Francisco going with D'Amico, he got paid, went over there, and now good little reunion again. Hopefully, very familiar with how they operate, so that should be very good.
And then, of course, Joe Mixon. I mean, Bengals, I don't know what y'all did by letting him go, but it is what it is.
It's like they gambled it all for last year, because he took a pay cut. He took a pay cut, said, I'm not gonna get paid this whole crazy running back thing going on. I'm gonna take less. We're going all in, and that happened.
Yeah, of course. Then moving on to the next team, we got the Eagles. I think that was huge, especially just looking at
very flashy. I don't know how to feel about it.
It's weird. It's gonna be weird to see Saquon and that Kelly Green, but I think for them, Jalen Hurts and Saquon, that's a crazy combo. Just the backfield.
I just want to say this conversation we were having about Brock Purdy last year and about the roster he had around him. Can we keep it a buck and say who has a better 1-2 talent-wise combo at receiver than the Eagles? And then you have that running back there. That's better. Like come on, bro. Like they don't have no stub at tight end, and they have an all-pro left tackle. Like, bro, they are like that. Like, let's not make excuses. And Jalen Hurts, we can't say, oh my God, like, he's been here before. He got his job taken with all that talent before Bama. So please,
we'll see. I mean,
like he's one person. Listen, I know he had a great Super Bowl game, but he's getting very overrated to me. And he had one good year and got paid, and people are acting like he's Jesus because he's very, very good quotes. Very good quotes. So let's forget about it.
I think also another interesting signing they made was CJ Gardner-Johnson back, because I remember he said how much like he hated his time in Philly. So I think that's jokes that he re-signs with them. But on football terms, that's a good pickup for them because he's a solid player. He talks a lot of shit, but
brings more energy to that defense, more identity,
especially for a defense that was so highly touted their Super Bowl year, and then to see kind of them fall off last year and not really perform the way
it's like they weren't generating the same amount of pass rush going on to it. It's like I'm seeing that like they also got like Bryce Huff.
Yeah.
That should basically help it too.
Yeah. So who you got next for us, Noah? What's the team you were looking at?
Next team, it's like, of course, everybody's looking at the Ravens. It's a little bit mixy still. They're losing a lot of players because like they're still kind of like going through a little bit soft like restructure. Like I said before, they like lost Patrick Queen, losing other guys too in the secondary, but they added Derrick Henry, and you have two Heisman winners in that backfield. I think this move just reminds them of their identity a little bit more, because we saw like last year they got got away from the run. I doubt that you're gonna sit there and run the ball 3-4 times with Derrick Henry in the backfield.
I mean, not even that they have to do that though. I mean, you have the read option, triple option.
You have read option. There's like the receivers are kind of like
we're gonna see. We're not done seeing him mess around and even pass the ball. I think the Ravens are gonna really mix it.
Of course, like they're still gonna mix it up and pass the ball, but when it gets down to it, they'll know like they have a sure 5 yards by either handing it off or Lamar keeping it. Like they know that they could move the football. They're gonna be a little bit different from last year, but I still expect them to be a very good team. Still have a bunch of good talent on both sides of the ball. And he has a pretty good deal, so it's not like going to cost them too much. It's 2 years, 16, up to 20 mil, so it's just like not fully guaranteed. Probably a lot of incentives, and he probably has chances to make a little bit more money. We'll find out as it goes on. But yeah, Ravens pretty short. I really just want to see what they do for draft. Then post draft, I want to take a look at what everything looks like with them, moves that they made, picks that they acquired, if they're doing anything like trading wise, and then just going from there.
Another team I think that had a really good start to free agency, because nowhere near over. The Falcons. I think they were really one piece away from really being the next level in the NFC South, which is, let's be honest, a weak division. But they could have easily won that last year.
Yeah.
They were literally a quarterback.
As bad as everything was, it's like that division was such a mess.
They were literally a quarterback away. And now they went and got that in Kirk Cousins. He's a veteran. He knows how to lead a team. But how do you feel about, knowing the fact that he's still unproven? I mean, has he won a playoff game yet? I don't think
he's won playoff game, most money ever. Like contract money. Like this man Kirk, like he better be hugging, kissing his agent. Yeah. AJ gets a gift. I'm talking about like you send that man a car for Christmas. You send him whatever he needs. It's like, hey, you know what? Your bills paid for the next 6 months. Because, like, Kirk has racked up $330 million guaranteed playing for, like, just in guaranteed money.
That's not endorsements.
Just in guaranteed money off of contracts, bro. And it's like now you're putting him in Atlanta where he could get a mansion for like $1 million, like, you know? And he's very frugal, like, you know, he's a family man. Not gonna spend. You're never gonna see Kirk with like all this ice.
Watch him on that quarterback. You see
all the ice that he puts on. That's his teammates. That's his teammates. He going, can I borrow that for a picture? That's it.
Yeah.
And he just racking up generational wealth that he's just gonna afterwards retire and make more money in broadcasting. But I don't like how the Falcons, that they went too safe to me. It's like you had Justin Fields out there for a 6th-round pick. Like, come on, dog.
That's
you offer a little bit more. Like they went too safe.
Georgia kid. I mean, I think
like give Georgia, the kid a homecoming, give him a prove it year, very cheap. What you would like, you know, be paying.
It's like I think that would have opened up their offense even more because we've never really seen. I mean, what? Well, never is. I can't even.
It's like it would look like Justin Fields at Ohio State, bro. Like Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Do you give him like that read option, him and Bijan? And it's like you have to load up that box, but then you have Drake London out wide, like just over everybody. Kyle Pitts. It's just like that just gets you a lot more dynamic because it's like Kirk, he's coming off an Achilles at 35, 36.
So who last up, Noah? I know Noah really want to talk about this team, so I'm gonna let him do his thing.
Packers.
Got it. Green Bay.
Cheese. Yo, them cheeseheads love the pack, you know, Rashawn, our boy over there. That's PC. But also it's just like I really like Josh Jacobs, that signing. It's shows kind of like everything that they do. Matt LaFleur, they really like to run the ball, play action, and now it's like it's very bittersweet letting Aaron Jones go, but you have somebody that matches the age for everybody.
You also get more of a pure running back because Aaron Jones is a great receiving back, but I feel like in between the tackles, I mean, there's few that really match up with Josh Jacobs. So like,
and the youngest team in the league, you have Aaron Jones, so you could stay true to your just pure running the ball, play action. Very good young receivers. Future is very bright for the Packers. Youngest team in the playoff and youngest team in the league, period, I believe. And on defense, they also added Xavier McKinney, very physical, good profile, adding on to Darnell Savage, all the other cats that they have, just refreshing and revamping, just very good year for them next year.
Yeah. You know, free agency, like I said, far from over. There's going to be a ton more over the next couple weeks, months. We got the draft coming up. We definitely going to get you guys coverage of that. I mean, I'm ecstatic for that.
You're going to find out where everybody from Florida State goes.
As a Patriots fan, at number 3, I just hope we do something good. We got to get a quarterback. That's a story for another day, though.
I need Keon to KC.
FSU, Keon to KC. I mean, damn. That'd be tough. But that's all we got for you today. Definitely subscribe, comment. Stay tuned for more.
I'm up on my bag, I'm stacking my chip, I'm running the race. I'm over the caution, most of the niggas in front of your face.